I missed a button and we lost Kevin. We have started the show
Where's
off.
Kevin?
We have
Is he
lost
down in
Father.
there somewhere?
I
Oh,
don't know
look
if it,
around. I don't see him in there.
we've lost Father Time. Well, hey, he'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
Welcome to the live well this Thursday night here at Fish North Georgia. Hope you guys have had a great week. Sorry, missed you Tuesday night. Sometimes it happens. It be that way. See a lot of you guys already in the comment section. Appreciate you joining us. And for those of you that are joining us later, hey, we love you as well. Also, make sure you like and subscribe, do all the cool stuff, that the kids do and all that. Also, too, don't forget, every one of these episodes is going on to your podcast platforms like Spotify, iTunes, and all that. That audience is starting to grow again. So if you're in your car, ain't got nothing to do, pull us up there as well. Make sure you look under Fish North Georgia's podcast. For some reason, they wouldn't let me eliminate the other stuff. So Father Time is in Alabama. And so we don't know about Alabama's internet.
Oh, yeah, he's at his son's, isn't he?
He is at his son's. So listen, Ron pulls up. This intro sounds like we are at the opening act for a Van Halen tribute band. That's right.
And what's wrong with that, Ron?
Nothing. In fact, if you look, let's just say Tim and I share some common passwords that are, let's just say, Van Halen related.
Right. Yeah, that was uncanny that day. I was like, no.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we're almost like we're brothers, but
I know.
Dual threat. I see you there, Doug. I see you. Bash time with Diaz, and of course Ron Coleman Jones. Robert, my buddy from California, is in the house tonight. And let's see, D Daddy Fishing. What's up, Big Bait John Sarah, my favorite fishing partner, because we actually win when I fish with him. At Jeff Brazil. I mean, I love you too, Tim, but I won with John. I
won't let you play with my fuzzy balls.
I hear you. All right, let's take care of a little bit of business. Now, I want to start this off a little bit different, a little on a somber note. I don't know if those in our area, I know those of you that are outside the viewing area, you probably don't know, but there was a gentleman that we know here in North Georgia that passed away. And I don't know if it was yesterday, this morning. I'm just kind of getting the news, named Jeff Nicholson. If you knew, I was friends with Jeff on Facebook. We talked through Messenger a little bit. Never got the chance to meet him, but you would know Jeff if you followed him because of pictures of his son Bryant. And redheaded kid, we have watched that kid from the time basically he could walk, growing all the way up, hunting and fishing. He's into the 6-shooters or the gun. He's a gunslinger and all that. Well, got the news this afternoon, and so really hate that. We really hate it. And so for his wife, Cynthia, and for Bryant and all that, we here at Fish North Georgia want to extend our condolences to you and your family. I know it's a tough time, and especially to Bryant. Times are going to be tough without your daddy, son. I understand that too. And of course, he's your hunting and your fishing buddy. I know when I lost my father-in-law, I didn't feel like hunting or fishing for several years. I just encourage you to stay out there in the woods, stay out there on the water, because that's what he would want to do. And that's where you're going to remember him the most at. So really hate to hear that news for the Nicholson family. And we here at Fish North Georgia, and the fishing and hunting community, by and large around here, we got you guys in our thoughts and prayers. So I hate to hear news like that. And it was very sudden from what I could tell. But again, we're thinking about you guys. So
absolutely.
I wanted to say that first, because that's more important than anything we're going to talk about tonight. All right, so let's just, we started it off with that. Let's go ahead and get to our
Is Father Time back in the?
No, Father Time's still missing, but he'll come back.
He said he was back. He's texting me.
Tell him that his screen is black, and I can't let him in because his screen's black. See it right there? Father Time is a circle with an FT right there. I don't think that's going to work. Tell him to log off and log back on.
Turn your camera on.
That's right. So while we're trying to get Father Time back, let me tell you about Fishers of Hope. All right, remember we got this tournament coming up for benefit for Joshua McCune, September 19th at War Hill on Lake Lanier. It's safe flight to 3 p.m. The entry fee is $100, 5-fish limit. Hamburger plates will be served at the weigh-in, so come hungry. And you guys help us spread a little bit of love to the McCune family. For more questions, or if you want to go ahead and pre-register, Tony Watkins, 706-897-7557, or Ryan Sheffield, 706-429-2010. Also, too, don't forget, we're taking pre-registration for our Toys for Tots, Saturday, December 5th. Little Hall Park on Lake Lanier. Blast off at State Light. Weigh in will be first flight should be back in about 3:30. It's a team format, but you guys, if you want to fish by yourself, you certainly can. Guaranteed $5,000 first place prize. It's $100 per team. 20 of that will go to the big fish pot. Payouts 1 and 5 from there down. All right. So each angler must bring a new unwrapped toy. And of course, we're going to blast you guys off in the order of which you've signed up. There'll also be a raffle for some great prizes, and there'll be tickets available the day of the event. Now, if you want to register early, get in touch with me. You can text me. You can call me. My number's right there. We're taking Venmo and PayPal. And so all that information is right there. But guys, listen, it's going to be a big event. So you guys try to get signed up and have some fun with us when we do that. So anyway, what's up, Doc? It is fun. It's a good tournament. Everybody always enjoys it. Of course, I will be, I think I'll fish it, but I'll MC it and have a lot of fun. And listen, bring the family out to the weigh-in. Little Hall has got a great place to sit and watch the weigh-in, and everybody can just shoot the bull. Also, I got one more announcement, and you guys, if you follow No Wake Nation, all right, they're coming up with something, guys, and I want you to know about it. The information will be out on their page tonight, but they are having the Peach State Invitational. Okay, the Peach State Invitational. Who can qualify for this? Any club that keeps points is qualified to participate. Just reach out to them at No Wake Nation and let them know the top 25% in points of your club is going to get an invite to the Peach State Invitational. Now, yeah, pretty cool. So it's $350 per team, but first place will be $10,000 minimum. So that's a chunk of change right there. And the event will be on Clarks Hill in October of 2027. So we're going ahead and getting the word out. More details, of course, are coming from No Wake. And again, it's a team event. No Wake run a good trail. It's some good dudes right there. And, you know, how many clubs around here run? I guess a lot of them run points. I guess my electric only club could actually fish that, couldn't we?
Just about every tour, you know, that has like a full season, they usually have some sort of points going
on. Let's see. Mason Roach on TikTok. Is it $100 per boat or angler? Just joined, going to fish with Charlie on my rig. It's $100 per boat, but it's 2 toys for you two guys right there.
Each angler has to bring a toy, which is not difficult to do. Just bring a decent toy.
Yeah, don't go buy no Hot Wheel.
Yeah, buy a boy and a girl toy. Make it even. Since 2 people per boat, boy, girl.
Look here, he got it figured out. Kevin is back. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, just sit still. You'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go. He's here. It's that Alabama internet. I'm telling you, it's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Alabama Bass Council has decided not to let me talk tonight.
That's what it is. Slick done went out there and messed up your feed.
Yes, he did.
I'll have to give Slick a call and tell him quit messing with us. All right. What's up, Alex and Patricia and David Patty? So here we go. All right. Now, we can talk about whatever you want. This is the way the Bike Club is. We'll go wherever we want to go. But I want to start out tonight's conversation. Speaking of Slick, last night I was perusing through TikTok and I came upon his live. And it was him and some other gentleman. I don't know that gentleman's name. Jordan Lee, Keith Poche, and I want to say Craig Johnson. And basically, for the time I was on there, I didn't see the beginning. I just caught it in while they were going. And they were talking about professional fishing, how to make it better, what's screwed up with this, what's screwed up with that. Trust me, they were like I Make Love. They were all over the place. All right, but it was a hell of a conversation. But some of the things that I was listening to, they were trying to figure out what's wrong with professional fishing. And one of the debates that was kind of going on is just how much time does the average guy pay attention to it? And so I'm going to kind of start off with that. Like, if we have an elite tournament, or we just had one, all that, how much time do you actually spend watching it? How much time do you really dedicate to sitting down and watching professional fishing? And that's kind of where we're going to start off tonight. And so you guys in the comment section, feel free to jump in on that. Do you have it on while you're at work in the background? Do you actually sit your butt on the couch and turn it on and watch it? Does it depend on whether you got a guy that you know that's in the doing well in the tournament? And then we'll kind of branch off from that. So, like, Tim, I'm gonna throw that to you first. How much time do you actually spend watching professional fishing?
Not a lot, really. I mean, I catch up when I can.
Right. So it's
if I got some downtime, I try to scroll around and catch up. If I got maybe an evening when I can sit around and catch up on the latest what's happened this week or a big tournament. But as far as dedicating time to it, just can't.
So when it's live, and I'm talking specifically the live, you're not spending much time of your day watching it.
Not unless I just happen to be home on a Saturday morning, or if I'm at work and I've got some downtime where I can kind of have it going in the background, keeping check, depending on what's going on. And I'm sure a bunch of other people the same way. I mean, we all work Monday through Friday and fish on Saturdays. So,
right. All right, Father Time, I'm going to ask you.
No, I don't pay that much attention to it.
Okay.
Man. I might have it on in the background.
Yeah, I did that at the office before. I mean, it's kind of going on the computer. But...
No.
Yeah.
What are you watching anyway? You don't see their back ends as much, but you're still looking at the fannies. They won't show you what bait they're using because they're afraid somebody's going to find out. I mean, it's just.
You're not wrong. And I think more people probably take the time to tune into the weigh-ins and stuff.
Yeah.
More than just watching them during the day compete.
Hopefully Father Time will come back. He's froze up again. I'm telling you, let me hit some of you guys' comments right here. Of course, Alex Burr says, I'll have it up on the PC at work and I'll watch it Saturday and Sunday morning with Josie when it's on. Okay. Ron Swinford says, I seldom watch any of the MLF stuff. I will occasionally watch some of the bass events, but seldom do I plan my schedule around it. I will sometimes do that for the Classic, though. Okay, makes sense. Right. D-Daddy says, years ago I watched on ESPN, but now I just check the leaderboard from time to time. Bassing with Diaz, I'm usually fishing. And Big Bait John, can you call Kevin and get him back up right there? And I think those are kind of, I'll tell you what I do. If I'm sitting here in the office and I'm doing my stuff, if it's on a lake that I'm interested in, I might have it up where I can hear it. Of course, I'm using my computer, but I got the sound coming through.
Yeah.
And Patricia says right here, it depends on where it is streamed. Of course, that is one of the issues as well.
Access.
Yeah. Now, before I go to church on Sunday mornings, Bass has the final day, and I will, especially if I know somebody in the top 10, somebody I like to root for, I will watch it. But I'll be honest, I'm not really crazy about the announcing and them commercials. And I realize I got to make money. I'm a capitalist. Everybody's got to make money. But one of the turnoffs is, to me, it's when, we got to break away for a Motor Guide commercial. Or we got to break away for this. And they're paying the bills. I get it. But to me, that's just kind of like, because I've had a TV show. I know how it is, Tim. You know how it is. You filmed with us right there. So on a 30-minute TV show, you got 4 breaks. You got 4 segments. Right after you start, you got a commercial, and then you got a commercial, and then some more time of commercial. It's 22 minutes of actual TV footage on a 30-minute TV show. So you got 8 minutes worth of commercials, and that's how people do it. Now, Alex says, now when they did Santee, I had a tournament there shortly after, so I was watching like a hawk. I get that.
Well, he had a personal interest in that at that point.
He did. Ron says, I'm not a fan of watching the smallmouth tournaments. Ron, do elaborate in the comment section on that. I'm very curious for that, because I like some of them smallmouth tournaments because I don't ever get to fish it. Bottom line says, when I'm on the road, I watch it. I haven't missed one bass event, but about half of the MLF events. The live well has commercials. Yeah, I know. Got to pay the bills. And Patricia,
good shot caller for Alex.
We are. We're gonna kick his ass in the background. Nobody's gonna know about it. Depends on the lake, 100%. So, I mean, how do you when you watch it, Tim? Would you rather watch it on like a YouTube? You like to recap and all that. You'd rather watch. And I know some of the streams on YouTube, like the NPFLs, it doesn't have commercials. I don't think, does it?
No, NPFL is usually just they go live and just broadcast it on their YouTube channel. But like Patricia said, it's access. I don't really have cable, so I have to find somewhere that it's streaming.
Yeah, I watch it. On their YouTube channels or something like that. But
Yeah, if it's on any of their YouTube channels, I can find it. If it's coming across some of the other channels, I don't have those, so I just have to kind of wait.
Now it's on Fox. At least Bass is
Yeah.
on Fox on Saturdays and Sundays, and so I will watch it there. And I do watch it like getting up in the morning before church because Amanda's not going to leave till the last minute. That's just the way she is. So I try to get as much of the tournament in as I can. Again, especially like this passion, Drew Cook, Emil, they were all up there. And so I was watching.
I will say this: if it's a couple of guys that we know, it does make it more interesting because it's like you're rooting for your buddy. It's like this past tournament, I kept watching because Drew and Emil were, moving back and forth up there within the top 10 for a while. And it just made it more interesting for me because I'm just rooting for them. I'm like, hey, man, go guy.
That makes sense. Coleman says, unless I'm fishing on Saturday, so I guess he is watching it. Oh, I missed his upper comment. I watch all the tournaments live every day, the elites and the BPT, unless he is fishing. Patricia says, if they fish Lanier, everybody would watch. Well, yeah, around here we would.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, we would. Ron Swinford says, I've caught one smallmouth in my life. If they are up north, a lot of those fish are dumb. Well, they're hungry. Jeremy Conrad,
that's what I call them dum-dums.
Dum-dums, yeah, buddy from Kentucky says the MPFL has figured it out with it being on YouTube. And that is one thing that they do. Bass does the whole tournament on their website too. So you can pull up Bass and watch them on their thing. But it's kind of here's my thought is they were covering all kinds of stuff. And I will put this. I like the hell out of Jordan Lee. Jordan Lee is like, he was sitting back and you had Slick and that guy at one table. Poche was going off, but this Craig Johnson dude was going off big time. And again, I'm not as familiar with him on things they should fix, but like Jordan Lee was kind of like almost like the I don't want to say the adult in the room because that's not what I'm trying to say, but he was just sitting back, just cool, calm, collective.
More the mediator, maybe.
well, when
his demeanor though.
It is, and I've met him before, and we've talked. He came by the shop one day. Super good guy. I've met Slick, but I haven't met Poche and this other gentleman. And but Jordan's just kind of, he's got that laid back country, but he's smart as hell. But when they would say something that didn't make any sense, that's when Jordan would speak. And I'll be honest with you, when Jordan was speaking, my ears perked up a lot more. I respect, not that I don't respect the others, but I respect the daylights out of him. Jeff Brazil says, I watch when I can. I have it on in the background, sometimes on Saturday while fishing. Did y'all see DC get hit in the head with a chatterbait yesterday? They talked about that. I have not seen it yet. And
did it stick in him?
I don't know.
Or did he just get whacked?
I don't know. I think he got whacked. Bassmaster hasn't changed their website in 20 years, and it shows. Bass has the worst website there is. And okay, so Coleman says, I can't stand Craig Johnson. And he was very animated last night. I don't know the fella, so I don't know, but I could tell he was pretty passionate, whether he was making sense or not. If he believed in something, he was letting it out. But I put it to you this way, between Poche Johnson and Jordan, Slick wasn't even hardly talking. That's how much they were going at this debate. I actually found it rather kind of enjoyable to watch it. Just got whacked. That's what Jeremy said he just got whacked in the head and all that. But okay, so I venture to say that the vast majority of us are not watching, other unless you're Coleman, full time. Jim Sanders on TikTok. I enjoy watching you guys. I'm a Tim's Ford Lake guy up above Huntsville. Well, buddy, hey, appreciate it. Absolutely. Wes Feely says he's always animated. Okay. So it's about Craig. Jordan's just sitting back. He got his earphones in. He got that old flat rimmed hat, and he's just sitting there, But when he spoke, man, just like Jordan just flat out said, "Nope, you're wrong. This is what happened." They were talking about MLF when it started going down. 2008, they were talking about that a little bit, and then, of course, COVID changed it all. In 2008 is when sponsor money kind of really started on the downward descent with COVID and everything. They covered a lot of good points, but to me, the most important thing was about why we, as individuals who are not professional anglers, why do we buy baits? Is it because we see a pro fishing with it? Do we give more respect to a YouTuber that's got them? Like Tim, what is your number one influence when it comes to purchasing a bait that you don't already use? Something new.
Probably certain people on YouTube that, for whatever reason, I believe are being more honest in their depiction of the bait.
So you
And
kind
even
of
though
like
they may have gotten it free or they may be, somewhat compensated for it, sometimes it's a little, I just think maybe it's a little easier, and I may be totally wrong and just totally fell for it. But it makes you think, well, he's being more honest about this. I'll give it a try.
yeah.
You know good and well that some people, and like I said, you got to pay the bills, but if you watch, it's like this year we're with this big company and it's the latest, greatest thing. And 2 years later, we're with this company and it's the latest, greatest thing. And and no shade at any of them. We get it. But it makes you like, well, if I bought all these rods 2 years ago and now they're garbage, I got to go buy all this new stuff.
Yeah. Well, they're product tours.
Right. And
Well, that's their job, though.
It is.
yeah, like I said, no shade. I mean, look, that's why we got these damn things.
Yeah, but
everybody was showing winning tournaments, with a fuzzy ball.
Steve Engel on TikTok says Emil is a good guy. Met him on Allatoona once. He's a great guy. I love him. He's been on the show quite a few times. And once the season is over, we're going to have him back on. I try not to mess with the pros too much during the season. I really do.
Yeah, they're. I mean, think about how tired just us regular folk are after fishing for one hard day, and these guys are doing it day in, day out.
They got to talk to Mercer, and they got to talk to Duncan. All the upper echelon podcasters and all that. And so we just let them have their time, and then they'll come back to us and everything.
Danny, I think we also decide our purchases on what our other fishermen are doing. Guys like us, everyday fishermen that we know and trust.
Well, I think Messick kind of sums it up a little bit. First, he says, I watch Bass and MLF, but never really watched the MPFL. And he says, this podcast. Well, listen, I had a guy on TikTok. When I showed you guys that worm the other day, I was telling the guys about it. A guy on TikTok saw me hold up that Zoom spot on, and he said he was going to go try it up at Teleco. He hit me back, man. He goes, thank you for not being a gatekeeper, because it saved his day and all that up there. So
I went to looking for it that afternoon. Remember, I was like, hey, what was the name of that?
Spot
but I couldn't find it. And I was like, you sandbagging?
I was going to ask you, did you ever find it, Tim?
I finally did, but it's I haven't found any to purchase, but that will be my Saturday adventure probably.
Farmer's in the house. What's up, Farmer?
Farmer.
Yeah, big bait John. He says the problem with new baits is the hype and not applying them to their fishery. So and so caught them using this in Texas, and we live in Georgia. Apply this stuff appropriately to your fisheries. There we go.
Yeah.
100%. Now, Messick says, y'all have put me on the Chartreuse Fluke, Elder's Magic, and now that spot on color. That's what we do. That's what we do. And listen, and we'll tell you if something sucks too. By God, unless
you're heartbeat.
unless you're Tracy Coker on Lake Lanier, don't go buy no Hellraiser. I still ain't caught a fish on that dang thing. Jeremy Conkray, here we go. I listen to 0 YouTubers. I can pretty much look at a bait and know if it's going to work. If I throw it is another question. Absolutely. And Ken, let's see what Ken says. I have tournaments on my Power Pole Vision on the front of the boat while staring at my 2 forward-facing units. Just kidding. I can't afford that. He's just trying to see if Cranking and Yanking is watching. He's trying to pull Cranking and Yanking out from the abyss down there. Coleman says this. All right. I buy baits that the pros use on live that are leading, often not the brand they are sponsored by. And listen, they had a really good conversation about that. Jeff Brazil says, I found out about that South African special, old monster on here, along with other Zoom baits in that color. And I will tell you this. I know the numbers will go with the pros on most podcasts. I have found that you guys watch more when we have a local guy on or when it's just us. And that's just the honest truth. The biggest show I ever did, honestly, was with Paul Driscoll. When we had Paul Driscoll on, Lake Lanier legend and all that, people listen. And I think, too, when it comes to purchases, you will listen to the common man more on average than you will a pro, because they even admitted it last night. We've talked about it on this show before. Yeah, they may be sponsored by Berkley, but not every Berkley product's going to work or win a tournament in a given situation. And we all know they use other ones. And I've asked pros that. And they said, hey, listen, if you tell the sponsor, hey, listen, if you're honest with your sponsor and all that, generally the sponsors don't mind. But if you hold something up in front of a camera, that's a different story. Farmer says, I will stick with the old school stuff that still catches fish. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. But, all right, Kevin, what drives your purchases? What drives your purchases to go buy a new bait that maybe you don't have or a new color you've never used?
Talking with friends, other fishermen, watching YouTube, trying to see how it would fit in my style of fishing too. I think I buy baits based on the kind of fishing that I do and not on what others do.
Yeah.
How
many times have we all been in each other's boats and they pull out something and it's working and you're like, let me try one of those.
Well,
the proof's in the pudding at that point.
I think the term bite club was basically started over a bait, over a color worm that I won't say.
It may or may not have that we still don't talk about. Yeah.
We have a couple of secrets. One of these days, Tim will give me permission to talk about it, but that's on Tim right there.
No, sir. That is Father Tom's there. I will not, shall not say anything. Look at him staring at me. I can feel the heat. That's like, I won't say a word. When that man decides he wants to give it away, we'll all listen.
There we go.
We'll make that a topic of a show one night.
And speaking of show and Father Tom, of course, listen, tonight for the giveaway for the question of the week is that one other Braves ticket for the August 29th, Georgia Department of Natural Resources at the Braves game. Ken's going, I'm going. We gave away one ticket last week and we got one more. So you got to answer the question. Do not play that if you can't go to the ball game. But if we get there early enough, and we will, we get a free Chipper Jones camouflage replica jersey.
Yeah.
I want that jersey. So anyway, all right. Coleman says, I've screenshotted YouTube videos and put it in Chat GPT to determine the bait. I did that with Kaz recently, and it was a JDM bait. Look at that
sneaky stuff. Technology.
Real quick, let's see. Ron says, before he passed, Aaron Martins, sponsored by Megabass and RoboWorm, won one of the MLF Cup events on a Zoom trick worm. He even showed the package on TV. There you go. All right. Tim got to see, I don't own a whole bunch of new wild baits. We'll talk about that. Tim and Farmer went fishing. We're definitely going to do that. Jeff says, Tim, Father Time is staring a hole in you right there.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Hey, Brooks is tied for 42nd in the Open on Erie, 4.5 behind the leader, really tight. That's crazy to be in 42nd place and only 4.5 pounds behind the leader. And
it's tight.
It is
That's
tight.
like smallmouth Disneyland up there.
Well, I bet herring fishing. Blah 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 blah. I bet a herring tastes like fish. LOL. Yeah, I know, right? So then why? Just a serious question. I mean, you got sponsors. You're a sponsor. Let's just say Father Time, because you're the only one with Publix money around here. Let's just say you got 100. Look at him laughing. Let's just say you got $100,000, and you are required by law to spend that $100,000 in a sponsorship in the fishing industry. Where are you going to put your money? Who are you going to sponsor? You're going to go with a pro. You're going to go with a YouTuber. How are you going to spend that money? And it can't be for you personally. You got to give it away to somebody.
Man,
that's a tough question, ain't it?
You got to give it away to one person, or can you spread the love?
No, you can spread the love.
Okay.
You can spread the love. I mean, I think if it were me, there are some of the Georgia pros.
Right.
I'd give some money to.
Mm-hmm.
If it was purely for content, and to me, the biggest bang for the buck, I'd probably give it to them Tupperware gang guys. Farmer does a good job of it. It'd be a local guy.
I think, Danny, I'd go with local guys. I'd spread it out.
Okay. I mean, it's fair enough. But how would you spread it out? Like, I want Superior Trailers to sponsor a meal. All right, listen, if y'all build a boat trailer, you probably could. I don't know how that would work.
I would probably spread it out, probably by picking 5 or 6 of the ones that I know that are from Georgia that represent us well. I think that has to be, you've got to look at who they are and what they bring to the table too, not just in their fishing capabilities, but their content they're putting out,
Right.
In
the
their
events that
conduct,
they go
just
to
in
and
general.
talk about, make themselves available, how they treat the fishermen when they're out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I am going to hunt in that Chipper Jones jersey.
I just
Ken.
read that.
So, Ken, you better make sure. Listen, the game's at 4:00. You better be ready to be there at lunch, because I ain't getting beat out by, anybody.
Danny's gonna be there when they let people start being there because he wants that jersey.
I do, and then we can go walk around afterwards. But I'm getting my hand on that jersey. I agree with you, Kevin. And also too, like from my point of view, just take somebody like Emil. Emil he's a pro and all that, but he's also very strong locally. He's never once shied away from being on this show. He's been on 4 or 5 times. I see him out in public. He always speaks every time I see him, and even if he's got people around him, he'll give me the old head nod. And I know I take that as reading the room that he can't talk because he's got important people in front of him. But somebody like Emil, I'd have no problem, a pro like Emil, because I think locally he would help us, help out with giving that sponsor money. If it is a pro from Washington State, might be a great guy, nice guy and all that, I might be, you get what I'm saying? It wouldn't necessarily suit me. But I do think the local guys that post on Facebook, they got good social media, YouTuber, whatever. It's kind of hard not to give them the money if you want a return on investment.
Well, yeah, if you're looking for an ROI, that's a different story, though. I think what you're trying to do is, or what we want them to do is to use that money in a way that's going to better their lives, which will in return better ours.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. You're coming from a more personal standpoint.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking business. You're thinking personal. I get that. I should have made the question, Kevin. You are a business, and you got $100,000 that you got to sponsor somebody with, and would that change? Let me ask you, if I did that, if it was business related, and there was a little ROI on the end of it, would that change?
No, I'd still pick somebody that was local, somebody within the state of Georgia for sure,
Okay.
that I know fishes the type of lakes that Georgia has to offer.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Like you said, the guy could be from Washington or California or Texas and be a hell of a guy, but he's not bringing any content to me here in Georgia.
Yeah, I get it right there. Patricia says I better camp out for that jersey. Listen, if I don't get one of them jerseys, that's why I'm taking Ken, because he's got bail money. Somebody gonna lose a tooth.
And that'll be the topic of the next Thursday night show after that game. We'll need a debrief on that.
I'll give you a nice summary of the Cobb County Jail and how they treat their intake.
I know people there. I'll try to see if I can pull a favor for you.
Hey, look, you know what? What's the nicest intake you ever been in, Kevin? He probably never been arrested.
I've never been arrested.
Boy, I could give you a tour of the North Georgia ones. I ain't said I ever been arrested.
I've been in the back of a cop car, but I've never been arrested.
I don't know, but Cherokee County's got a nice waiting room on the intake. It's got padded seats. Everybody's like, "Ooh, Danny, pre-Jesus."
Cherokee County's got that nice little dip down in there.
They do. It's
on each end.
It's like stadium seating.
It freaked me out the first time I went over there because I was like, we got males, and males face one way, females face the other, and they just all seem to be quiet and content.
Again, guys, this is pre-Jesus Danny. All right, so I used to have a lot of fun. I've seen a couple of them here and there, but yeah, the Alabama ones are not good. Let's just leave it at that. I had a lot of fun in Alabama. Not good. Ken says, just had to give a company a list of anglers based on ROI, character, social media, how they interact with fans, number of podcasts they're on, and fishing performance. And with a legit serious company that's got the cash to spend, those things matter.
They have like a whole algorithm that they plug all that into to decide what tier they're going to sponsor you at.
Yeah, but what kind of ROI are they looking for, Danny?
Well, okay, let's just say your electronics company. let's just say I'm Garmin.
No.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead. I see the way you're going.
I was just saying, like, I mean, let's take Drew Cook. He's one of my favorites. We talked about him meal enough. I love the hell out of Drew Cook. A big fan. If I want people to follow Drew Cook and I'm Garmin, I want Drew to basically fish with my product. I'd love for him to show it, talk about it on the live, but I want his social media and everything else to steer everybody towards that particular Garmin unit that he uses. So that's me in the business thinking. You know, get what I'm saying? If I'm a bait company, if I'm Zoom,
How do they gauge that though?
oh, they listen. I put it to you this way: that they can. Link hits. They can. Ken can say it better than I can, but they can tell affiliate stuff, how many hits, how many shares. Like a company like Spro, if you're sponsored by Spro, they want you sharing their stuff. That guy sits back there and he can tell who is sharing my stuff, how many times they've done it. They watch it like a hawk.
But they don't know that they're sharing it to the people. They don't know that I've gone out and said, "Hey, Drew Cook said to buy this."
They don't, but that's just they basically put their money
It's
in
a numbers
basket.
game.
It is a numbers game. They
If you're high in the numbers, it's most likely that maybe you saw it there, or you know how sometimes it'd be like, "Where did you see this product?"
yeah.
You know, they want you to click those things. Did you see it on YouTube? Was it in an influencer or professional or something along that line?
How about this?
How many of those things come out though? You see them very seldom. I know what you're talking about, Tim.
Yeah. Well, think about this. How many times on this show has either a guest or ourselves talked about a particular product, and we get in the comments section, somebody says Tackle Warehouse has had them, and now they're sold out before the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
quite a few times
it has happened. So,
but they didn't say. But Tackle Warehouse didn't say. Danny said.
No. But if Tackle Warehouse was a major sponsor of mine, I can promise you they'll look at we had a jump in sales on X, Y, and Z. Why? They got people, they got people paying attention to it. Now, to what level, I don't know. I'm not involved in those companies, but
I'm sure there's computer programs they can plug a lot of this in that gives them some very high percentages.
Yeah.
Where those sales come from.
And, I mean, I hit the wrong button.
My God, you can talk about something in front of your phone and you're going to get 12 million ads on it the rest of the day.
Yes, that's true.
Just because you said it.
Hey, you know what? I know this is not fishing related, but let's take a slight detour here because you're a cop.
Yeah.
You're a cop.
Oh, yeah. That.
Rent a cop.
All right, you just brought up the phones and all that. What about flock cameras? You probably can't say. Just you give me the police.
What do you want to know about them? I'll answer questions. I can't give you a dissertation.
You
got to tell me what you don't like about it.
I didn't necessarily say I don't like them yet, but are they useful to the police? Yes or no?
In a nutshell, no one's tracking you unless there's a reason to be tracking you.
Okay.
When you drive by those things, they take a picture of every tag and it goes in a little database and no one's looking at it. No one cares. No one cares that you drove past 3,000 flock cameras on your way to Florida unless all of a sudden your vehicle was involved in a robbery. And the most thing that any of us that we can't stress, an abducted child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I can get the description, or any law enforcement, if we get the description of that vehicle, and especially the tag, we have a very high percentage of saving that child.
Fair enough for me. What do you think, Kevin?
All right. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I got nothing to hide.
Now, there are a bunch of idiots that are misusing it, causing a lot of problems, and I have no sympathy for them all. At all. You have to have a certification to pull that tag information through NCIC, and we're threatened with it every year. It's 5 years, $50,000 in jail. If you boo-boo that, there's a possibility. And the flock systems run off the same thing. So these officers that are misusing it have probably been misusing other things as well.
Are those easy to weed out, those particular individuals?
Yeah. Computers are in cars. If you're riding around just randomly running tag numbers for your shits and giggles, trying to find your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, It's all logged somewhere, and it can be found.
Okay.
We can't use the flock without a case number. I have to put in a case number of what my investigation is pertaining to as to why I'm looking for this car, not just, let me see what Sally's doing. No.
So that's why, and I had it on my mind to ask you that off camera, but I mean, heck, we're here, so I mean, because you get it's an invasion of privacy, a lot of deal. But your damn phone tracks your damn words and everything you do.
Look, I promise everybody out there that's listening, and yeah, I've been a law enforcement officer forever, but I don't care what you do. Don't draw attention to yourself and do dumb shit, and you won't have any problems. I promise. And take that out of the traffic cops. Nobody likes them anyway. But yeah, they're worried about your tag light and all that. No one cares.
What do you think about this comment? The government in general has made it hard to trust or listen to in general. And I think that's kind
your
of the
phone,
problem.
like Danny said, your phone, this phone I'm looking at right now, and all of y'all may be looking at home, is doing way more tracking on you than anything in this world. It's listening to everything you say. You can pick up somebody's phone and talk about some certain child's toy for a few minutes, and that later on they're like, why am I getting all these ads for this new Barbie doll?
Mm-hmm.
Because your phone's listening to you.
And if you guys have been spending a lot of time on your phone looking at boobies, somebody knows. Somebody knows. That's why Kevin gets all them daggum Cialis commercials and all that on his phone.
Now we're all going to get them because you just said it. We'll have Cialis, Blue Chew, whatever that other crap is. It'll be flowing everywhere just in a little while.
Kevin, what's your pill of choice?
It's not, with my heart issues, I won't take anything like that.
I know.
Probably not a good idea.
Listen. I know. Again, I'm getting off subject, but I love those commercials that if you got a Woody lasting 4 to 6 hours, seek medical attention. And I'm like, who the hell wants a Woody lasting that long anyway? So I know.
Right. That's more like call Guinness or phone a friend.
Well, I'd be running around the neighborhood.
Yeah,
we would all be bike club. Our bike club thing would be just pictures. Hey, look at this. Everybody, yeah.
Yeah, there's that one commercial for this company in Atlanta. Guys are lasting 30 to 90 minutes longer, and I'm thinking, hell, I done had a heart attack at 30 minutes. Like, yeah, I ain't got no time for that at my age. Yeah, I know. I digress. I just wanted to get a cop's honest assessment of flock.
Yeah, it's not anything bad. It has way more positive use than negative. Nobody's tracking you. Yeah, we all drive by them every day, but no one cares that you're driving by. And like I said, unless you're being investigated or looked at for a reason, or now they do notify if so if you got a wanted person, wanted murder, and you put that tag number in there and tag it, now it's going to go nationwide. And Officer Sutton is going to get a ding and go, hey, there's a murderer just drove by.
All right, so look, Largemouth White says Blue Chew covered bass boat, kind of like the Mark Martin and NASCAR. Remember, he had the Viagra car for the longest time.
Hey, Danny, go back to Fishing with Farmer comment.
And then Patricia said, slam the door on it.
The one that says, pick me.
No. A lot of your sponsors will give their guys a discount code they can pass out and track who is getting them sales. That's like affiliate marketing and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's affiliate stuff.
I don't see pros doing that.
Well, pros is kind of like.
That's a different tier of sponsorship.
Yeah, I think
but they don't do it.
Well, I will put it this way. I know, in having some conversations off camera with a lot of the guys, that they get tracked, and it's more so not necessarily on sales per se or that, but on more of how much they're saying it. I mean, just take anybody. Take Trey McKinney. All right, Trey McKinney, whatever his sponsors are, he's expected to do appearances. He's expected to say certain things, and he's expected to wear the jersey. Those are the criteria for a pro level. I'm sure there's others, but I don't. For a smaller guy, yeah, the affiliate stuff they can track. That's how they do track.
But I've seen Kaz Anderson do more for Garmin than I have any other pro as far as talking about it and showing it. But yet you'll see Dustin Cannell. Who else? God dog it. I can't think of his other name. One of the other pros. They're pushing Lawrence all the time all the time.
Yeah.
But you don't see the other pros talk about it.
Well, that might be why there are certain level pros that get better sponsorships than others. You know, and Jordan Lee said this last night. He goes, the guys at the top, they're doing good. The guys at the top are making money. They're getting good sponsorships, you know, aside from fishing, you know, they're making their money fishing, but they're doing well. And then you've got the next tier guys that, you know, middle of the pack guys. And then you got the guys that are, you know, kind of in the bottom and all that. And you look at the sponsorship packages on the year in, year out. That may be why Dustin Connell might be hit. I don't know. I don't know what he gets from the company.
Yeah, and
but I bet
we all know you make your living in bass fishing by sponsor dollars, not by winning bass tournaments.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I understand that.
Unless you're like Wheeler, who wins 3 out of every 7 events. You know, I mean,
Sure.
He's Lawrence.
Yeah. Well, okay. So so how about this? And I'm just throwing out a pro. Let's just say Wheeler. Okay. Let's just say Wheeler for an example. Wheeler, Kaz Anderson. Okay. The greatest one, probably the best fisherman alive right now, maybe in some people's eyes. And then at local and all that. Who do you trust more?
I'd have, you know, I think I would go with Kaz, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of our bait sales and all are influenced more by the local guy or somebody we know and trust, as opposed to a pro that we don't know.
I mean,
Right. And no shade to any of the big mainline pros. I mean, I
Right.
get it. You're a salesman. I'm not going to the Dodge dealership trying to buy a Ford.
well, I haven't seen them. I've seen Kaz go from Garmin to Lawrence, and he went back to Garmin. But he talked about each one of them. But you don't see the pros saying, "Hey, I had Lawrence, but now I'm running Garmin."
All right.
And this is why.
Yeah, Captain Morgan says Wheeler doesn't have an electronic sponsor. I was just using it as an example. So I get
Yeah, he has
Well, he
said that
uses all
before that
three
he
of
really
them,
doesn't
I'm
have a
mistaken.
sponsor. So
Yeah, and sure, I'm sure some of them don't. I'm just thinking like what I'm trying to figure out is the trust factor. You get what I'm saying? Why do we buy baits when we buy baits? Is it because the guy that fishes on our lakes or similar lakes? It's just I'm not a great angler, but I
Right.
held up a worm that I did good on over at an electric only lake.
and that was a good looking worm.
Oh, it's a damn good looking worm. It's a great worm, guys. If you
Look,
you
I
go buy it.
stumbled up on one very similar, the bull brim. It looks like they took all the glitter at the end of the day and just threw it in some like green pumpkin.
Right.
And I just bought them one day just for whatever reason. Well, I got down in some dirty water one day and I thought, hey, I'm going to pitch this thing around. And they loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a pure happenstance.
Yeah. Largemouth man, I can't believe it, Danny. I just tied on the cat toy, if you know what I am talking about. LOL, I didn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And Jeremy, now all right, it's okay. Jeremy, you bring up somebody here. He goes, I'd say 70% of the pros doesn't have an electric sponsor, so they can use them all. Sure.
He's
So-
probably close to being right too, if not more.
Yeah, look at how many pros. If you just glance at their boat, they have all the 3 major brands on there because they like one particular setup for mapping,
Yep.
one for forward-facing sonar, one for side image. You know, they all have
Oh,
several preferences, and I'm sure it makes you wonder about all those different frequencies going off on that boat as to,
Oh, I don't know.
you know what I mean?
What's up, Dino? Them guys at that level, they can catch. I always said that Mill could go out by the shop and catch somebody in the catch a bass out of Highway 53. Steve Engel on TikTok says one of the biggest sponsors you hear is like rain gear other than boats or tackle rods. True. And I will say the year we went to iCast with the TV show, the booth right across from us was, what is it? Is it FXR?
FXR.
Okay, so they had Trey McKinney. It had at that time Stephanie Hemphill. She was fishing the MPFL. She was there. Good grief, his name's slipping me. Hangs around with Fighter. We had a beer with him.
Seth Fighter?
Yeah, not Seth. The guy, long hair.
Matt Robertson.
Matt. I don't know. Matt Robertson was there. One of the most impressive things I saw at ICAST that year was they have a rain suit that makes you float, and they had a you guys were there.
The
Yeah,
dude
we
in the
saw.
tank. Yeah.
Remember the guy the mannequin laying in the tank with the
Yeah, they fill that darn cow trough up, and that thing floated the entire time, all
All 3
3 4
days.
days. Yeah.
yeah, and then them daggum union guys, they didn't really, they charged them to put that water in there. They
Hell,
charged.
I about got killed when we were breaking down the TV set. I mean, those people will run over you. It's like, nah, we're done. We're rolling
Yeah.
the carpet up, yanking up stuff.
Well, this year with Digital Sportsman, we paid for expedited whatever to get our crates to our booth so we could break down quicker. Expedited to me and expedited to a union worker means two different things.
I'm sure.
Oh, they didn't take it. What's up, Geiger? Oh my goodness. Somebody's got to do it every time. NC Bass Puller. Hate to say it, Danny, but I did good with a whopper plopper yesterday. Ha ha. I think a lot of you guys fish a whopper plopper just to spite me. I think you guys do, and therefore I might have contributed to some sales of whopper ploppers and choppos over the years.
You ought to get some residual off of that.
I should, and I should get some cash. Zoom should give me some money because I'm telling you, I know people are buying that spot on beta. They're looking for it. Tim gave away some Juice Friday on the water. Unfortunately, lost the footage. Yeah, I saw that. Man, I hate that you guys lost some of that. So
lost that footage. I don't know what happened to it. It's that pocket EMP thing that I've borrowed from the feds.
Oh,
He's hit it and it jams his cameras.
Is that what it is? There you go. So
no, we don't know what happened. Farmer and I had a hoot, but his camera went wonky. That last tournament that we were in, I had a GoPro going and it went wonky. When I got home, I had like 4 small segments of nothing usable.
So operator error.
Probably.
All right, so yeah,
well, this one right here.
The only thing I don't like about GoPros in the summer, man, they overheat in the summertime.
God, these little things, they'll get hot and beep, 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 beep. And it's always right when the action goes down and you're like, man, it was not recording.
Let me tell you, I was out with Underwood and we were just fishing for shits and gigs, but he was recording and he was like, man, I can't keep my batteries, my GoPro from overheating. And I'm like, well, you can take the battery out and plug it into your electrical system on your boat,
right.
This and all that. And he didn't know that at the time. So he popped open that thing. His battery was so swollen.
Oh,
he had to get pliers, man, and physically pull that battery out.
Yeah. A little tip of juice for anybody running a GoPro. Always take the battery out and just run a solid power source to them.
Yeah.
Because when they charge, once it gets a full charge, they'll cut off sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to figure out what's wrong with it, and your battery be all swole up in it like that one was, and that those lithium batteries, they'll pop.
Yeah, and it still doesn't. It's not still 100% foolproof from overheating, but
it's still gonna get hot.
It will lessen it by taking that battery out.
I do not know if the Insta360s get hot yet. I've got one. I'm still tinkering with it. I wish I'd have carried it with me and Farmer last Friday because we'd have had a hoop with it.
That 360, man, it does good camera, good video, but it always makes the guy look funny because his arm's sticking out there in the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
According to my wife, the editor, she said, well, I can make it not that way when she's editing it.
Okay, well, there you go, right there. I just noticed
it's above my IQ level, but
well, Tim, we do good for you to get your damn phone working before
we do.
It doesn't work. My eldest son is here, and he's pretty good with this stuff.
Y'all want to know why?
And we cannot get mine to turn this way for no reason.
This happens every week with Tim, so that's why I've got us all pulled up tight because I can make it look like Tim knows what he's doing.
I can go into the camera and turn it, and it will turn, but it will not turn when I go through Restream for some reason, and I've tried every setting.
I don't know. 5 minutes till we do the question of the night for the Braves ticket. The cat toy catches big fish, according to Largemouth, man. Bottom Line Outdoors says, before I buy a bait, look at the success rate of the bait from kayak to bass tournament. So he looks across the whole entire
smart move.
I am just a dumb country boy that knows what a power button is. Well, you guys remember at the shop. There's something. Tim, how did we fix stuff when you were back there and you were the one in the switchboard room?
Oh, we turned it on and off. We used duct tape, zip ties.
There were 6,000 wires running everywhere.
We needed a prayer cloth and clergy a few times.
Duck under.
It looked like a damn data center back in there. I mean, it probably gave off heat, but
Because we used to tell people, we're like, yeah, they're like, oh, it looks great. We're like, yeah, you should turn around and look from the other direction.
yeah, it was ugly. But what was funny is when we had the shop, we get the Pickens County Fire Marshal coming in, and he's supposed to do an inspection. And y'all guys that know that or ever went in that shop, I know these two cats know it. There ain't no way in the world. There ain't no way in the world what we were doing was legal or
No.
or safe or anything like that. Hell, all he got. When's the last time you had your fire extinguisher checked? And the best way to do is, listen, all you can do is start talking about fishing. And they'd forget everything they was checking and all that. But they would look at all them cameras back there and they would go, man, what are y'all run a podcast? And I'd be like, of course, I'd look at him kind of dumb, but he's a fire marshal. So no,
Absolutely.
man.
It's like, you should come sit with us one night.
But how many times did we just unplug it, wait 5 minutes, plug it back up, and it start working?
Especially when we get black screen.
Yeah.
We'd be back there and we've already done a sound check.
But Tim can't.
Everything's tuned in, the focus is right, and the whole damn thing would just go black for no reason.
But Tim, it did work out.
It all worked prior to the show, and then when the show would start,
yeah, like that. And like I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how the hell did Tim run the entire show and he can't get his phone unlocked?
No joke.
Oh, that must.
Boss over here laughing. I don't ever hear her laughing. She's dying laughing now.
Well, I mean, but gosh, that place was haunted. Jamie Concrete, I'll take a walking bait over a plopper 10 out of 10 times. Me too. Ken actually paid Farmer $20 to delete the video footage. Largemouth man says whopper plopper catches big fish. We know that don't mean that don't mean make it right. That don't mean it's right. Fishing with Farmer catching spots miles up a creek where largemouth should be. Well, Tim caught the spots. So,
let me tell you, Friday was like ass backwards Friday.
Okay, well, after we do the question of the night, we'll switch over to y'all's trip and we'll squeeze that juice out of you. How about that? Maybe. We'll just wait till you get a couple of them bourbons in you, and then you'll spill.
It's number 2, so stand by.
Yeah, okay. He's drinking for everybody tonight. We'll find out tomorrow if the cat toy catches fish where I fish way on up, where he is way on up the river.
What color? Jumbo? No.
Y'all didn't see that video with Ryan, did you?
Which one?
Where he's got those things on his eyeballs and his shirt off.
I did. That you can't not see it. You can't unsee it after you've seen it.
Did you find that you probably needed to have a little bit of counseling after that video?
Yeah.
It was disturbing.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't want to touch these now.
I mean, I've seen Ryan with his shirt off. I've seen Ryan with his pants halfway down his ass and all that way. He's been overdoing something. I could pick.
Yeah, he had them things like all over the place.
That was disturbing, and I love Ryan, and that was disturbing. All right, so let's do this. We're about you guys ready? Let's do this question tonight. Let's see if we can find out who's going to get lucky enough to go to the Braves game with Ken and me and whatever the fellow's name was that won it last week. I got it written down somewhere. I got him on Messenger. You guys know I can't remember.
Whoever you are, just show up.
Just show up.
This question is extremely tough, Danny.
Well, good. Well, good.
Because if they don't get it, I'm going to the game.
Deal.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it. All right, hey, well, real quick. Do not pull a James Collins from last week. If you can't go to the game, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday.
Dang it, James.
The 29th. Okay, if you can't go August 29th, seriously, don't answer the question. Okay? Because he was the one that ended up pretty much helping the guy that won last week. Wouldn't you say?
He did, yeah.
He did. So let's do this. All right. All right. What the hell is that?
It's a damn clock.
Only in Alabama does the clock play like. What do you got at church?
I don't even know where he's got the damn thing at.
He's at his son's house like that. What tune is that?
It sounds like Greensleeves. It is.
It sounds like somebody about to jump out from behind the damn door and stab you. Is what it sounds like.
I don't know where the damn clock is. I can turn it down.
No, it's 9 o'clock. Just let it chime.
It'll quit in a minute.
No, it's 8 o'clock over here.
Okay, well, 8 o'clock, whatever. You're in Bama time. So listen, we're just enjoying the music. It's pre-question of the night, Father Time music, and I'm telling you, something's about to happen.
There's your answer right there.
Oh yeah, there you go. We see that. All right, go ahead. Now that we can do it without that daggum music going,
All right.
Father Time, lay it out there.
The question is, what year, make, and model boat did I own prior to moving to Ranger? I'll read it again. What year, make, and model boat did I own prior to moving to Ranger?
So, Kevin, where you want to meet us?
I told you.
Wait a minute. I think Kevin's developed a ploy so he can go to the Braves game.
I think so too. How would they know that? Have you talked about it before on the show?
He has. I will.
I have.
I'll stand behind him on that. He's mentioned it several times over the years on the podcast of what he had prior to the Rangers.
Well, unlike my wife, who doesn't forget anything I've ever done, she can't remember what she ate yesterday, but she'll
Well,
never
I've
forget
forgotten it till he texts me the answer. So I mean, but now I'm like, yeah, he's mentioned that quite a few times.
All right. So, will there be any hints?
I have a hint, but I don't know where I should say it.
Go ahead.
Bill Dance.
But
That's all I'm gonna say.
I wish I had like some buttons I could press. I do, but I just don't know how to use them, like music. Ford Model T, Doug Phillips. Hey, we was talking about his car last week. Yeah,
Ford Model T.
Ford
Yeah,
Model
we were
T.
talking about cars last
remember,
week.
he cranked his first car up, and then you said something about his shotgun shells.
Yeah, it's like them old tractors. You have to put a shotgun shell in it and hit it with a hammer to get it started.
Farmer, you got to make sure your wife will let you go.
Bumblebee 1995. That's an excellent guess. Most people probably don't even know there used to be Bumblebee boats.
Chris Craft,
Craft?
1959. What was the first boat you ever owned, Tim?
A Fisher Marine is same as a bass tracker. It's a little aluminum bass boat.
Okay.
Yeah, a little Fisher Marine.
Look at Father Time sitting over there all cocky and confident.
He's thinking how this Braves game's gonna go.
You guys I tell you what, I'm gonna put a time limit on this. You got till 15 after the hour, which gives you basically
You can give them to the show ends.
well, now we
Look, he's like, I'm going to the Braves game. Yo.
I just listen though. I got the aisle seat. I'm just going to tell you.
You said that last week.
Damn right, because if I got to get up and go pee, I'm going to pee, and I ain't crawling over nobody. But you guys keep guessing and have fun with that. And while we're doing it, well, I guess Tim's watching for the answer. Father Time's watching for the answer, so I guess I'm going to entertain you. Steve Engel says, I have a Fisher FX19. There you go. All right, so there you go.
Solid little boats, man. Good stump jumpers.
The first electric boat, because who was it? Said Chris Craft, 1959. Damn, 1959. The first electric only boat other than a regular aluminum boat. I had a 77 Collins Craft. And I can tell you right now, there is no way in the world I would want to go across a big lake in that boat. It couldn't have been comfortable.
I stumbled upon the 1975 Bassmaster Classic on YouTube the other day and watched a little bit of that with those little 15-foot boats.
Yeah.
All of them were on those trucks, all stacked up. You remember, because the guys didn't know where they were going to fish. They just flew them out and went, hey, you're all fishing here, and here's all 30 boats.
There you go. Were they Rangers or what? What were they?
They were Rangers.
Yeah.
Rangers?
They were Rangers. I don't remember. What size engine were they, Kevin?
115.
I don't think it was that big.
No, I don't think. I think 65.
65s, maybe 85s at the most.
That's a question we used years ago.
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Jeremy Conkrat says, I'm scared to say it because I can't make it. Yeah, good. Then don't. I love you, dude, but don't.
I can't believe nobody picked up on my hint I dropped. That's a pretty solid hit.
Can you pull up limited spooks, Danny? I don't know.
Limited what?
Spooks?
Spoofs or spooks?
She's got a case. Spooks. Limited. I guess she's talking about a Zara spook. I mean, what limited spook do you want me to pull up?
Please elaborate, man.
I can't even go. You guys, listen, y'all gonna make me take the old man. Which I don't mind. I don't care. Yeah, that Collins Craft, though, there's no way in the world. Guys are throwing it out there, though, so you guys keep guessing. Is anybody even close?
One person's close, but he can't go.
Oh, you just gave a real good clue.
they're not going to figure it out. When I said what I said earlier, somebody should have been like,
Oh. All right. Well, you guys got less than 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes left to figure it out.
those Stratoses were good boats. What?
What's the worst boat you ever been in, Tim?
I don't know. I mean,
Kevin?
A Hearst.
a Hearst.
Yeah, it was a Hearst bass boat.
Yeah,
15
I
and a
mean,
half
I've
foot.
rode in a lot of boats, but I mean, Uncle
It had a
Gene
live
did.
well in the back that was probably 50 gallons and had no baffle. So when you turned left, you were riding
Everything went left.
You were riding on the port side for a long.
Yeah.
Steve on TikTok said an 80s bullet. So you got to be, listen, on our show, man, you got to be, I'm watching the TikTok. You got to be exact because, like, he will disqualify it.
Exact, or at least get 2 out of the 3 answers. Maybe we'll put some flag.
There's 3 answers: the make, the model, and the year.
Yep.
The
and the boat motor.
No, you don't have to do the boat motor, but it was
maybe if you don't get the motor.
There's a clue there.
At least the brand and the year.
It was the 150 Johnson on the back of this boat.
There you go. You guys keep going.
The first boat I remember fishing in a lot was old Venture bass boat. Uncle Gene had one of those.
I remember.
That's the one I told you when I was about 10. He'd dump me off in the water, and I'd start that thing up and pick him up at the dock. And all them old men were like, "Damn, that little kid's driving a boat." I was like, "Yeah."
Then here's another clue. I don't mind giving them. This boat is almost a sister boat to another company.
Ooh.
There you go, guys. He's trying to help you guys out. But again, if you can't go, don't try to answer it. If you can't go,
if you can't go.
I had a Procraft. I loved my Procraft. That thing would chime walk a lot.
Procrafts are nice.
Is a
they were a heavy boat, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah, they are.
They were kind of heavy.
It was heavy.
All wood.
And listen, don't back it into your daddy's daggone garage doors. It does not make them happy. I did that, man. I put a big ass dent right through it. Like he hadn't been in his house like a year and a half.
I did too, Danny.
Yeah. Did you own the house that you did it? Or did you did it for your dad?
No, my house.
Yeah, so that's different. My dad was not happy. I don't know why you spend your money on a bass boat, blah, 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 blah. Michael Perkins says a Hydro Sport is the roughest ride I've ever been in.
Fast boat, though.
You know, that Nitro that I fished out of was a very nice boat. But the way the seats set way up, I felt like any big wave, I was going over the side.
Yeah, that's the way mine is. But no, you're good in there. Just hold on to those shit handles and you'll be fine.
Oh, I did. I white knuckled it all the way down Lake Lanier because it was windy and rough.
You talking about Geiger's boat?
No. This was that Nitro I was talking about. That one that I rode in. It was Josh Bales. Is it? No, don't get me wrong. Super nice boat. And it was smooth riding. It was just I was not used to sitting that high up.
It took me a while when I got this one. I mean, you're sitting up here, and I've rode in the passenger seat with somebody else driving my boat, and I'm like, I see what you're getting at. You're like, hell, I'm sitting up here near the gunnel instead of down in it, So it's a little intimidating.
It is. So say Jeff Brazil said I had a 1990 Venture 180 Tournament Pro Tim, had a hot rod 2.4 liter Merc on it.
Heck yeah.
I don't think Jeff, like, he's just got some fascination with speed. He does. Coleman said I rolled my boat into my Blackstone grill and put a 2-foot scratch on it. Well, there you go.
Yeah, mine's missing some gel coat from Lake Chickamauga.
I remember that. I remember because bless my daddy's heart, the way I was not home the day my dad helped me build my house, and he was there when they paved. And so instead of giving me this big turnaround and everything like I had wanted, he just had him bring a line all the way up and stop. And I had to put gravel where we park and all that because he was all about saving money. God rest his soul. You don't need that. You can just put some gravel down. But the problem was I had nowhere to back a boat and turn it around. So I had to basically go into his driveway, back it up my driveway. And let's just say a prop is not good on a thin metal garage door.
No. There's some dents in my little carport back there where I backed up too far, and there's like little half moon dents where I hit the vinyl siding.
Yeah. Oh, it was awful. Oh, my dad was pissed. Old Bayliners were the worst boats ever made. Throttle linkage was trash. Mike Geiger said my first boat was a Aries 150 bass boat with a 70 horse Mercury on the back.
I
Yeah.
saw one of those the other day.
He said it was 14 and a half foot long. And that's what that Collins Craft was. It was a short boat. And what's up, Kevin Gray? Congratulations on being in the hunt for your championship.
Remember when an 18-foot boat with a 150 was big?
Well,
You know,
yeah.
that was like, man, they got a big boat.
Yeah. No, I do. All right, guys, listen. I'm gonna give you guys till the show's been going 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds as of right that second. I'm gonna give you the 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If
And
not,
somebody's already mentioned the brand of the boat several times after I dropped that Bill Dance hit, and they still ain't got it.
what's up, Clayton Belmont? How are you, buddy? And the second we get to these next 3.5 minutes, then we're gonna talk fishing about what the trip that Tim and Farmer went on and see what now Coleman says, hey now, some of us still rock the 18-footers. Hey, listen, ain't nothing wrong with 18-foot boat. I tell you what,
Not at all. Mine's a 19. I love it.
there ain't nothing wrong with a boat.
Listen to you.
If it floats and it gets you to where you can fish,
Darn Skippy.
it's a boat.
Danny, another clue. My first Ranger was a 1990. So this boat had to be older than that.
Okay, yeah. So at least get the right decades, guys. You actually got 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Have fun at the game, Kevin. Clayton's thinking about going to Allatoona and possible sister companies. He's got it right there. I'm not going to say it. I'm just throwing it out there on the comment section. I pulled it up for you guys. Yeah, I tell you one thing we got coming, though. We got some cooler weather finally coming.
Yes, you
I
do.
hope so.
Good Lord, I'm tired of swamp ass. I went out and Tatum's got some people coming over tomorrow, so I was cutting grass this morning before I was doing my regular DS work. Dude, I was sweating like a dog, and it ain't even been as hot as it's been. And I'm losing weight. So there you go. So all you people that hear me talk about being on a diet, 12 pounds, baby. 12 pounds down.
Good job.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, thank you. It was really tough, though. What's up, Tony? There
Bull
you go.
Farmer's getting close.
Tony is now certified drone pilot. Right? Ain't that what he got his certification in this morning?
Yeah.
So Tony now has the credentials to be legal doing that. All right, guys, 1:30 is all that's left. Not in Toledo, going to be high 90s. Yeah, well, that's Texas. Dude, Arkansas, man, they were like in the cooker. It was bad. But we got some cold weather, and of course we got our super El Nino coming. And so
yeah.
what I got told was October and November, September, October, November are going to be warm, might even be a little above average. But about time December rolls around, when it actually shifts to cold, we're going to pay for it then. All right, 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Danny, I'm not going to go, but I'm going to give it to the guy that's the closest within that minute.
All right, you got a minute.
And whoever that is, you better be able to go, because remember we told y'all if you can't go, don't be throwing it out there.
Yeah, because if not, I'll go scalp it.
Whoa! Somebody got very close.
Very close, didn't they?
Hey, Tony, you only studied for a week for this test and passed it? I needed you in high school, dude.
No, Joe.
All right, so we got some guys getting really close, but you got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And again, maybe you will get to go. We will find out here. I wish I had some like really cool music like that damn clock that went off before the question an hour ago. Before
some eerie B-movie horror music.
It sounded like something that you said. Y'all remember that
It
movie?
did, yeah.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Did
Something
you ever?
along that lines.
Did you
I
ever
remember that.
Did you ever watch that movie?
Some of it, yeah.
Captain Morgan says, talking about cameras cutting off, my iPhone overheated cutting grass today. Good job, Danny. Keep it up, dog. No limits. Listen, thank you. I will say this. Yeah, iPhones will overheat too. All right. So it is officially over. So, Kevin, give me the correct answer first?
I would have to give it to Joshua Good.
I don't
Farmer
know.
was the closest up till just now.
Yeah.
I had a 1984 ProCraft Competitor 1750 model.
All right,
Dual console.
all right, Josh, can you go to the Braves game? Let's make sure you get to go, dog.
Yeah. Can you go in?
And then have a plan B if he comes back and says no, I can't go. So just have the next person to win it.
The next person would have been Farmer.
Okay, so Josh, can you confirm yes or no right now in the comment section that you can go to the Braves game with us on August 29th? And let's do that. If not, we'll take Farmer if his wife lets him out of the house. Because we know who the boss is. We know who the boss is. I kid you, Farmer. I love you. He's got a very nice wife. Great family. All right. So Farmer. Okay, so Joshua says I vote Farmer. Farmer,
Fair enough.
Farmer, ask the missus if you can go with me, Ken, and the fella from Waleska. I remember he's from Waleska, and I got it on my phone, but my phone's my camera right in a second. So, so we'll give it to Farmer. So, Farmer, you get to go, and good, because when I beat the heck out of somebody, because I can't get that Chipper Jones jersey, I got Farmer there. He's 6'8" or whatever the hell he is. So, we'll do that. But Farmer, double check. Let's see if you can go. All right, let's talk about fishing.
If Farmer can't go, I'm going.
Okay. All right. Farmer, can you go to
That's
the
a
game?
good solid backup plan.
Messick says bass fishing is easier than these questions. No doubt about it.
You're not wrong. He's not wrong at all.
There's no doubt about it. All right. So you and Farmer went to Lake Allatoona, right?
We did.
Okay. And this was what day this week?
Last Friday.
Okay. It was last Friday. All right. Farmer says I am off that weekend. There you go.
Good deal.
All right, so Farmer can go to the Braves game. Well, you're off, but let's just make sure No, that's good. Farmer's going to go. All right, so awesome. We'll have a good time. Kevin Gray, real quick, said I caught some good spots on Lanier this evening using the Iron Current Farmer's Special. It is a good one.
Yeah, I think that was employed Friday a few times.
All right, yeah. Well, Farmer was there. I'm sure it was.
It was.
All right, so let's talk about Allatoona. Where were you fishing? And not necessarily. Let's talk about like the water level of where you were at. Not the specific, but what kind of conditions were you guys fishing in?
Skinny, dirty water.
All right, skinny, dirty water. Now, when you say dirty, how dirty?
Brown.
Okay, well there you go. That's really
Probably. Yeah, you couldn't see far, and it was skinny. Hell, most of the places that me and Farmer got into, we could have got out and walked around.
Oh, so we're going shallower.
I'm talking skinny.
Okay, all right.
And I get it, Highland Reservoir guys. You say skinny, they're like, "Oh my God, it's 12 foot deep." No, I'm talking, knock your shit off your boat, skinny.
We're talking about in the dirt.
Yeah.
To pull it.
Yeah. We went to the extremes of Allatoona in more than one direction.
Okay, all right. So let's
It's
talk.
shallow right now.
Yeah, let's talk about the fishing then. So did it play out?
That.
Yeah, did it play out like you expected? That was what I was going to ask.
Not 100%. And Farmer's watching, he can tell you the same thing. It's like he and I both on the boat get along just fine because you can give us a jig, a critter bait, and a spinner bait or something like that, and throw us in dirty, shallow water, and we're content. We're happy.
Okay, so
we'll find somewhere to go play.
All right, so we got two happy guys on the boat.
Right, two happy guys in their environment. Big old gnarly snags, lay downs, crap sticking up out of the water. And we were looking for largemouth.
Okay.
And, Farmer's a largemouth guy. He wants largemouth, and I'm down with it.
All right.
And I caught a respectable spot in like no water that was living on a log.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I wish you'd have had the footage because I jerked that thing up out of the water thinking it was largemouth, and I looked at it and not even thinking, unscripted. I'm like, "Why are you here?" And it's a big old spot.
You didn't catch one of Allatoona's infamous smallmouth?
No.
Okay.
I wish I had because we'd caught DNR and had a whole nother story to tell. But
all right, so you caught a spot. I saw Ryan do that on Carter's, I
Yeah.
mean, he threw a horny toad and caught about a 3-pound spot that I'm telling you was in less than 2 foot of water,
Living like a largemouth.
living like a large.
Coosa spots are Alabama spots, but Coosa spots, I mean, growing up fishing wise, that's not uncommon. Even over here at the state line, you go up in the swamp and you're running spinnerbait through laydowns, you might pick up 2 or 3 pound largemouth here, and the next laydown you pick up a 2 or 3 pound spot, and they're just living the same way. They're not roaming with a pack or nothing, and it makes no sense sometimes. But
Fish
we
Lips,
caught.
hey, real quick, Fish Lips wants to know for Mr. McGuire, Hancock, ever fish Burns Bottoms on white?
Burns Bottoms, yeah, you can get in Burns Bottoms sometimes when the river's up. Yeah,
So it's shallow
yeah.
when the river's up.
Well, yeah. If the river's down, there's not much of a Burns Bottoms there. I mean, there are spots that come off this Coosa River where you have to like troll across to get back in there,
Mm-hmm.
and hope to God the river doesn't go down while you're back there.
It's almost like being in the back of Carter's re-rig.
Yeah, I went back in on a spot at Brushy Branch and literally followed a ditch. I was holding the trolling motor up with a cable a few times, following that ditch. And when I got back in there, the water got deeper, and we started pulling fish off laydowns with spinnerbait.
There you go. NC
And
Bass,
then never got back out there.
yeah, NC Bass Pro said that's crazy. The spots we caught yesterday on the plopper were super shallow too.
Right.
So what'd you catch your spot on?
A critter bait.
What
Just a little beaver style critter bait. I think it was a Bass Pro Shops brand.
Was it on the
I took
wallhead?
junk fishing to the next level when I went with Farmer. I just grabbed a bunch of junk and threw it in my little green bag.
Mm-hmm.
And I grabbed a couple of rods laying around. And the whole time I told him, I said, buddy, you go where you want to. We'll fish however you want to, because I'm not at work and it's Friday. I don't care.
Oh, you're like me. We're easy dates.
I don't care. Yeah. Wherever we're going. And if we'd have been in a tournament by 3 o'clock by weigh-in time, we'd have had a respectable 13 pounds or so.
Well, that's why you and I don't catch fish together. Because
we don't
care. We just have fun. We're like, hell, we're not trying to make it Nike.
Danny and I take off in a tournament, and I'm like, where we're going? And he's like, I thought you knew. And we're sailing down the water at 50 miles an hour. Going,
yeah, we're just, you know what? We're two fat, happy boys, just kind of like, yeah,
exactly.
we ain't working. Okay.
Those are the best days when you just go, hell, that looks fishy. Let's pull over there and see what's there.
So, did you have it on a wobble head? Because I know you're.
No, I did not. I had it on something similar.
Okay, similar to wobble head.
I had it on a VMC rugby jig head.
Okay, a VMC.
That may be the juice Farmer's talking about, because I was fishing a critter bait on it, and I told him, I said, look, you can pull your worm off and not retie and literally put like a beaver style critter bait back on it, and I started pitching it at cover.
Okay,
I use those for shaky heads if I can't get a hold of skip gaps. When the skip gaps kind of disappeared for a while before their re-entry,
yeah,
I switched to those just on a whim one day, and they worked. And I was like, you can change baits on these without having to change hooks.
There you go.
So
there's your tackle tip here at Fish
Yeah.
Thursday night tackle tip.
VMC little rugby jig heads, and now that the skip gaps have come back and they got that little rugby head, I love that.
Oh yeah.
The ball head, I think, maybe falls over a little bit too much. That rugby head will stand up and walk as you pull it.
Gotcha. Steve Engel, I don't know the answer on the AB, but he says it's been taking 12 pounds on Carter's for 3 fish on Friday nights. Dang, that's not. That's
that's
good
impressive.
That's solid. That's solid.
That's impressive.
If you fish a tournament, you got a 4 pound average, whether you got 3, 5, or 20. That's good. I mean, that's really good. All right, so you caught your spot where it shouldn't be, really shallow, flipping a beaver style jig. Fair enough to say that's it.
Fair enough. Yeah, just we were going up. Hell, we got in a couple of spots we almost couldn't turn his boat around in. We almost had to back out of him.
Okay, there you go. Farmer says he's chiming in now. Sad thing was the best largemouth was where I did feel comfortable touching him. I think you might have meant to say didn't. I didn't feel comfortable. He did. He corrected it down there. So
that's where that nasty Atworth Lake rolls over into the.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, that duty water.
Yeah.
We're watching that. There's a brush pile, and Farmer did his magic with that. Of course, it's his boat. He's up front. I was just throwing at bridge pilings, letting my critter bait or worm fall down, just experimenting.
There you
And
go.
the next thing I know, he's up here. I hear, so I grabbed I grabbed my phone. That's where we actually got some decent footage for. If y'all aren't following Farmer, you need to do that. Some of the clips that he put up was a little bit off the GoPro and a little bit off my phone. So,
Oh, y'all notice I shrink during the show? I start off up here, and by the end of the show, I'm not down here.
well, I'm in one of those office chairs, and it's pneumatic, and slowly it just goes.
Fish Lip said
Overload.
that place that he was talking about over there on Weiss, he fished it in November through March. That's when he fished that.
What place on Weiss? Oh, you talking about Burns Bottoms?
Burns Bottoms. Patricia said there were 3 limited spooks: Bob Cobb, Jimmy Houston, and Bobby Murray won Denny Brower Torpedo. Hey, you know what? We ain't been having, what's that fella that used to get on here that talked all crazy in like code? You know what I'm talking about? He would say stuff like Patricia. I ain't seen him in a while.
What was his name?
I don't know.
Or his handle on it?
Wasn't Eddie, was it?
No, it wasn't. Or was it? I don't know. Tony says spots are like cockroaches. They live everywhere. Yeah, they
He's
did.
not wrong.
What was Farmer throwing? What was Farmer throwing, Tim?
He threw a jig and
Yeah.
spinnerbait. I ran the spinnerbait for a while.
No luck?
No. We went from one, like I said, we went from one end of the lake to the other in the extremes.
Well, let me ask you this question, because if we talk spinnerbaits, most time everybody talks about that. I won't throw a spinnerbait unless we got some wind. We hear people say that all the time, but where you guys were, that was probably so back and so secluded and all that way on up, they couldn't have been any wind. So were you targeting?
No, if you get in like lay down gnarly snags, big old trees that's blowed over in the water, run a spinnerbait right in the damn thing.
Yeah.
Run it down one side, see if you can pull something out. If they won't come out of the tree, hell, throw it in the tree.
Farmer said he was throwing a buzz bait and a jig. Makes sense.
Yeah, he had some good buzz bait strikes. He caught a couple of fish on buzz baits. The bite and Farmer, since he'll tell you, it was like subtle. We got up on the north end of the lake exploring and got into one hell of a toad strangling rain, which was pleasant. It cooled us off. The lightning was kind of crappy, but I looked on the phone while it was pouring down, and I was like, "Hey, if we go that way, I think we'll get out of it." And we ran kind of back out into the middle part of the lake, and we're like, "Okay, that's better." And then it started lightning, and we're like, we should probably go.
Yeah,
but it was like 3-4 o'clock by then.
Okay, Steven says
the bite was subtle, even on the top water bite.
Okay.
How far north did you run?
Till the tree that was laying down wouldn't let us take his boat any farther.
North though on Allatoona is kind of weird because that lake lays funny. That lake basically lays. The dam is in the middle, but it lays kind of more east and west, does it not?
Yes.
Compared to Lanier.
The potatoes of it is more of an east and west, and then it starts zigzagging up the Etowah, and you've got, when they laid that out, there are so many creeks that run into that.
Was you on the Etowah side going out or of the dam, or was you on the coming in side?
Did you come past Galt's Ferry?
No, we went up. We went up Stamp Creek.
Oh, you fishing Stamp?
You were way down there.
I know. Okay, I know.
Look,
you went all the way up Stamp.
We got in a spot. If his camera was, if we'd had a camera working, it was one of them. I'm not sure. And his boat's what, an 18-foot Ranger.
Yeah.
We barely could turn the boat around to go back out because there was a tree laying down, and it literally looked like the water just stopped.
So you went past the Boy Scouts camp and went on up.
Yeah, we were as far. We couldn't go any farther.
Yeah, I fished.
And he actually snagged a spotted bass right there off a rock. There's a big old rock on the side that you could see down in there. We could have got out and pushed the boat around. It probably was chest deep on me, and I'm not tall.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I hear water, flopping around up there, and he jerked a spot out from under a rock, just like I jerked a spot out from under the log on the south end of the lake. And like I said, it was weird.
It's funny because that's where we do our electric only tournaments at a Stamp, or we used to. One of the other clubs we used to fish, and I know exactly where you guys are. But
we keep zigzagging up there. There's a little beach at the north campground, And around that, if you will go this way, I think that's Boston Creek.
Yeah.
After so far, you'll turn left. There's a huge rock out there, and it turns into like Creek.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know,
If
right?
you go straight over and go up, that's actually the original. I think Stamp Creek. I may be a little
Yeah.
off on that, but we went that way, and you go around there and you hook a left, and it turns. I mean, hell, it's not much wider than the boat. When he caught that fish, it was like next to the boat.
You know, that's where the last tournament I fished with EBO. Normally I go towards if you're familiar, guys, not all of you are familiar with Stamp Creek, but if you go to the right, it'll take you past the little marina and then out, and you can head towards the big lake, down towards Gulf.
Yeah, you go down there, and if you turn right, you got the big lake. If you go left, that's Five Fingers.
Okay, so Five Fingers, which is the area that Gayton caught that 12-pounder a couple years ago, right there. Five Fingers.
One rule of thumb: fish are either in Five Fingers or not. There's no in between.
Right. So we always went that way, and guys would go up there, and it was always, if you go up Stamp Creek, you're searching for largemouth. And so this last tournament we fished, me and William were like, we're going to go for the gusto. We're going up there, just try to find 5 largemouth of any type. And we went all the way up there. Now the lake was down a little bit, and you're right. We got up there and you barely could. This is an electric rig. You barely could even get up there. We didn't catch nothing but spots. We caught spots all the way up. Now they were not big. By no means they were not big, but we didn't catch a single largemouth, and that was the only reason we went all the way up Stamp Creek. Was that's supposed to be largemouth, country.
Exactly, and that's kind of what we were after. Like I said, dirty water. I'm sitting there throwing a spinner bait, running it right through stuff. He's throwing a buzz bait. I threw a buzz bait for a little while, and then I switched to spinner, which I didn't care, man. I was having fun, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to keep throwing whatever, tinkering around, but I'll see what bites.
Oh, it's cool up there. Fish Slip said when I fished Burns Bottoms, you had to go in on plane or you wouldn't get in. That's one of those. Yeah. You got to send it. You got
no fear, baby. Just put it up on the plug and jump that damn muddy sandbar.
Kevin, have you ever been that far up Stamp?
No.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it is. It
doesn't take long to ride up there, and if the lake's at full pool, you can skate on up there.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
You can, and it's very riverish kind of feeling.
Yeah, well, I've been up Stamp a couple times, but
not all the way to the end.
I like the Etowah River, little river area.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Right. I've not fished that near a Stamp. I know very, very well, but not. Yeah. I don't know the other ones.
Well, if you go up McCaskey, it does basically the same thing. You keep S-ing around, and you get back there, and there's that little beach and campground. Well, there's a little pocket to the right, and if you go to the left, there's 1 or 2 little bends, and then all of a sudden you're in no water with tree stumps.
Yeah, he said he tried to get to the bridge on Stamp Creek. So y'all actually were like, did y'all have to kind of push some stuff out of the way to get on up there? Because that's way up Stamp Creek.
No, we didn't have to push anything out of the way, but like I said, we went until there was this huge oak tree that had fell through a storm, and literally it looked like the water just ran up. You couldn't even see the creek past it. It was such a big tree. The whole top of it was right there.
Gotcha. All right. So how many fish did you guys catch total in Stamp? I'm just saying, you caught 1 spot, and what else? And what he caught a spot?
Let's see. I caught 2 respectable spots. He caught a largemouth, maybe 2 largemouth. I don't know. We were catching fish fairly consistently. We were getting bit a lot, but the bite was subtle.
So describe.
We happened upon we happened upon some bait that started flickering, so we started watching them. Well, I had a little popper on, and believe it or not, I think it was just like a Bass Pro XPS. There was nothing special about it. Just a little cheap white bone popper. I hurled that thing out there and started chugging along. There was no explosion. They were just coming up and going and sucking it in and going down.
Okay. Oh, he was sorry. He goes, I went again Tuesday, made it to the park in the old stone bridge in Little River. Okay. I got you.
Right there. Yeah. He went the other side. Yeah.
He went a long way.
Yeah. That's a haul.
He said y'all caught 5 in Stamp Creek. And
was it 5? Okay.
Well, the reason I asked is I wanted to know what the ratio was, spot to largemouth. That's why I asked, because, I mean.
It was, correct me if I'm wrong, Farmer, it's probably 50-50, really.
I mean, pretty close to that, so I'm going to get that, but nothing on top water.
The biggest fish he caught was out of a brush pile down there in the Duty water.
Yeah.
And that was probably the largest one.
Y'all ran a long way then. Y'all did some running around, right? If you went all
Yeah,
the way
well,
down
we put in at Blockhouse because we were just like, yeah, we're going down here and getting the swamp water, so there's no reason putting in Mid Lake. And then, just like all of us do, we're like, this ain't exactly what we were planning, so let's go this way.
Gotcha.
And if you stop at Park Marine and buy a sandwich, make sure you pick up condiments because there's no mayonnaise or anything on that sandwich. That thing had we went out and hopped back in the boat and we're all in off ripping our little sandwiches open and it's like white bread, ham, and cheese. That's it.
That's dry.
But it was bad.
Well, that's the way Tony Collum likes his sandwiches. Remember that, Kevin?
That thing needed mustard or mayonnaise or something on it.
I like mine that way too.
I think Tony would eat mustard and all that, but he sure as hell wasn't ever gonna put no mayonnaise.
Nah, he probably wouldn't eat the mayonnaise.
No, he don't like mayonnaise.
No, he don't like mayonnaise. So, like, if he ever pisses me off, I'm gonna have mayonnaise shipped to his house.
Yeah, Farmer just said Stamp was all spots. Largemouth were in Altoona Creek.
See, that to me, it just in the entire conversation, that just is strange to me. Because I've caught more spots, of course, than I have largemouth.
Right.
But that's from the boat ramp towards the, towards the marina and all that. Going up.
In all reality, no throwing shade or secrets or anything. We kept poking around in there, and I'm like, we should be getting bit a lot more. This is when we were down south. We should have been getting bit a lot more, even if it was dinks. Even if it was little largemouth, we should have been getting hit a lot more than we were. You could see good enough into the muddy water to see trails, or maybe if you spooked one or whatever, and it was just like nothing. I mean, we're picking stuff apart. Yeah, I'm taking that critter bait because he started burning the buzz bait, and I prefer if you're fishing something, I'm gonna fish something different. I'm not gonna mimic you. Right. If you're burning a buzz bait easy long, I'm gonna throw a critter bait and try to pick stuff apart and see if and that's gonna let us know are they wanting a moving bait or they want something falling on their head or face.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can adjust, and start getting our percentages up. But I was picking stuff apart and there's nothing running from it I was totally surprised when I pitched over at that log. It fell down and they didn't hit it on the fall. When I went to pick it up, that spot ran out. He snatched it and literally was at the boat at rod's length.
That's crazy. Kevin Gray says, there's not enough mayonnaise on my sandwich until it's squirting out the sides when I take a bite. Amen to that.
I'm down with it. I wish we'd looked at the condiments and picked us up 2 packs of mayonnaise or mustard or something. Because boy, that sandwich was one of them you had to eat and take a swig of your Gator. I think I get us Powerades or whatever so you could chew it.
There is nothing worse than a dry sandwich.
It is rough, but you know what? It was good, and the rain was good. We were coming back down the lake, and it was like BBs hitting me as we were coming back down, and I reached over, I think, and I fucked him, and I said, "Hey," and he said, "What?" I said, "I'm not hot anymore."
Yeah, there's that. You know what? I have started within the last year putting mayonnaise on a hot dog.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a northern. I mean, I don't know if it's a northern thing, but I've seen guys do it. I said, I'm gonna try it. My wife still fusses at me every time I do it. Farmer says when we came out of Altoona Creek, all the bait was in the mouth.
Yeah, I mean, we had went too far. But I mean, if you're gonna do that, go to the back and fish your way out. I guess.
Yeah, but if you're going back there, you should have had some brim eaters.
That's what I mean. We should have been getting slapped at. We should have had a lot more activity than what we did.
Yeah.
And it was befuddling both of us being shallow water guys like that. So we started moving back. But yeah, when we got back toward the mouth of it, there was a lot more bait balls there. So that goes back to when some of these pros go, hey, either fish the first part of the creek or the last part of the creek,
right,
to see where they're at. They were at the first part.
But were you targeting bait or were you targeting brim eaters?
Well, originally we started off just going shallow, basically more of your brim eaters. We were looking for largemouth that are living under a blowdown or living in a bend, like resident big fish.
Yeah.
And there was none there. He drew one hell of a fish that followed with he was throwing a swim bait.
Yeah.
When you come back out, he didn't even see it, I don't think. I just happened to look down And here's this huge bass just cruising that went over and went out in the deep. And I said, look at that. And it had to have followed his swim bait around the dock because he had just about got it back. And that fish, I don't know if it seen the boat and it turned. And I just happened to look down because I was throwing a worm. I was just picking apart stuff. I'd be like, let's see if something's sitting there. And I'd throw a worm to it and nothing. And all of a sudden I see this big girl that he drew out that probably was a follower.
Got you.
Just didn't commit. And that fish would have probably been a good 5 pounds.
Okay. Kevin, I want to bring you into this conversation because Farmer just pulled up the fall transition has started. Now, you have been on tuna a few times here recently. Where have you found the bait?
There's a lot of bait right across from Gulfs. Ton of bait.
Is that out in the open or at the mouth of the creek?
No, it's out in the open.
Out in the open.
Are they out in the open? Or are they in a bend, been a cut?
No, they're not. Anywhere. The bait that I found at Gulfs was.
Yeah.
You know where the two.
So we ran
are
into
there,
bait
Michael?
that was in a like a channel swing.
Nope.
And I just fired at them. And believe it or not, threw a small swim bait about bait size down and let it fall. Wouldn't touch it. I picked up that plug, that popper, and threw it out there and started just yanking on that damn thing. There was no explosion. It's like you're yanking it and they come up and they sucked it down. It disappeared and I gave them a second. And when I pulled, there it was. And hell, I lost, I think 2 or 3 that, sucked it down that just didn't get stuck or swung it. But the 2 that I pulled in were in the mid 2.5 pound range. So.
All right. Let me ask you. So, Kevin, what has been the average time of day that you've been fishing here lately? You've been fishing more in the evenings, right?
Yeah, I've been fishing at night. And the bite was subtle too the other night. I fished Monday night until that storm came, and then I got off the lake.
All right. So did you experience what he's talking about, the bite being subtle, being very very easy?
You hardly ever felt it at all. I mean, you go to pick up, your line be heavy, and that was it. But they were shallow. I mean, shallow.
Okay. I'm trying to, in my mind, just kind of figure something out. So if at night you're seeing the bait out in the open, but during the day you're seeing it.
Yeah, because we started
at
7 o'clock. On
right,
Monday,
6:30
on
6:30
Wednesday.
Coleman says they are getting on bait balls hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why my lamp cut off, but there we go. All right. And Fishing with Farmer, of course, he says in Stamp there were schools of 50 or more on 4 or 5 different balls of bait.
Yeah, they had bait run up in that creek where it got narrow, pretty significant.
There's always bait up Stamp Creek. I mean, that just to
We
me,
were literally, like I said, in a tight 90-degree turn, and all of a sudden I was like, "Look!" And I mean, they were absolutely just murdering this bait ball. And I threw a little swim bait over there and let it fall because I've done that a million times. I keep like a Super Fluke Junior or just some small swimmy bait that's about bait size.
a
Catch them
swimming
blowing
bait.
it up, just throw it over and let it fall. And usually you'll feel it beat and bang around till one of them finally nails it. Nothing. But the popper they would come up to.
Kevin, what was you catching your fish on? You said they were shallow.
Worm.
Now, okay, so let me ask you how you was working your worm. Slow?
Texas rig dragon.
Texas rig and dragon. What was you using?
Real slow.
Now, on that Texas rig, did you have the Bite Club worm on, or did you have another one?
I had a Senko on.
Had a Senko on. That's right. Okay, I had a Senko and all that. Right.
A lot of people use a fatter worm when it's hot.
Well, also too, I think
at night it helps me.
Going with a Senko over
Silhouette, maybe, yeah.
Well, so I'm sitting here thinking, it seems like when you guys do Texas rig, and if you're not using like a ribbon tail or something, the guys are like you, they go with a Senko over a trick worm style size. You get what I'm saying? They go with that little bit bigger profile. It makes sense at night.
Yeah.
But you were saying that they weren't really aggressive. You just kind of felt weight.
Nope, they weren't aggressive at all Monday night. The previous Wednesday night, I mean, they were thumping it. Your line was jumping. This past Monday night, I guess that storm was coming, and they knew it. But it was just real subtle.
That's when they started pushing that bait, and it wasn't 30 minutes later, the bottom fell out. Started sprinkling, and we were like, oh, man, this feels so great. Because, I mean, Farmer and I were dying in the heat. And then the bottom fell out, and it was like, this ain't cool no more.
Okay, so you just brought up heat. Kevin, in all your experience, when it gets like really super friggin' swampy Louisiana hot or whatever it is, like it has been around here, do you find the bite to be more aggressive or more subtle?
So,
Tim, you agree with that?
I do.
but I'd rather
I
fish.
mean, I
I'd rather
witnessed
fish
it
in the heat.
Friday. It was super hot and anything. Farmers on here. I think the strikes he was even getting on the jig when he was fishing the brush pile. I don't think they were like just violent. They were just one of them. It stops. Something's got it.
Gotcha. What would you get ready to say, Kevin?
I love fishing in the heat. From
Do you
Florida,
really?
yeah, I'd rather fish in the daytime when it's hotter than hell.
Oh, Lord, no. You know what? What's funny? And I was talking to a guy, it was yesterday. Growing up, of course, farm pond thing, I was on farm ponds and stuff. I went on big lakes, but you fished in the spring, you fished in the summer, and then kind of early into the fall. And then when it got cold, we didn't fish, not on farm ponds and stuff like that. One of the biggest things that kind of was an eye opener to me is, and in my opinion, fishing in the dead of winter is the best time to fish in North Georgia.
Oh God, yeah.
Outside of the spawn, for seeing them. But if you're not a bed fisherman, but like honestly, like December, January, February, when it's just miserable cold, almost the exact opposite of what you say you like being from Florida. But I used to be that way. I used to be, man, it's gotta be hot. Let's go. I'll fish all day and stuff. And now I'm kind of like, yeah, I'd rather fish a cold day in January than I would right now.
Hey, after we came out of that rain,
Yeah.
we dried out so fast. I mean, it was amazing.
Well, Danny, when you get my age, and Tim would,
I ain't far behind him.
when y'all get my age,
You're right behind me. So.
That cold gets to you quicker than the heat does.
Yeah, I hate to say
Your
that.
fingers-
if you do
your
age,
fingers
your
get
joints
numb.
will start.
You end up having to throw a
messing you.
spinning reel because you can't keep your thumb on the thumb bar.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. I just think though the fishing is better.
I don't know. I'd rather fish I think fishing in the heat's the best. Midday. If you're and I'm a dragger. I don't pop much at all. Hardly at all.
Farmer just put in there. I mean, he was having to hop the jig up off the bottom. The critter bait bite that I had going on. They didn't bite it on the fall. If it just set, but if you went to pull it up, it's like when it came from the bottom, they pop it.
I got you.
Weird.
Well, I honestly think, and I don't know. Sometimes it's just a day. Like when we fished that tournament, me and John did over there, we did good, and some of the better guys that we expected to actually win the tournament struggled. And Tim White and Justin and all them, they didn't have the best of days for them. But then Tim was over on Latham today, man, and he was holding up fish that was like tournament winning fish and all that. It's crazy how they just change from one day to the other. But I still. Oh, I guess my wife's on. I hear the dogs barking. But
when you hear these pros talk about the mood of fish, I think there's a lot to that. Whatever mood they're in.
Well, and yeah, but I guess you're right, Kevin. Thinking about what you grew up in, because like it's always swamp. Florida's the tip of hell anyway. It's always hot. He's thirsty. Get him some water.
That's the bad part is the wake boats are out in the summertime.
That's true. Now, Mike Geiger said that is the truth, Kevin. Okay, interesting. I wonder now I wonder just for fun that if we took somebody Kevin's age and then somebody in their 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, and down to the teens, if we asked that same question, would you rather fish in the heat of summer or in the cold of winter? If as you got younger, it switched more towards winter. With people that fish all the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about like the occasional fish. I'm talking about somebody that's on lakes year round like you guys are.
I think it would, and that's just because of as we get older, our joints we just can't handle the cold.
Well, not me. I'm getting younger, dude.
I'm getting younger. You're getting better with it.
I'm
blessed.
I am. I'll probably have a heart attack. So I don't know. I better hush.
I've got so much nerve damage from this hand being crushed a couple of times.
Yeah. Well, my hands.
People talk about sensitive rods. I'm like, I don't know.
Kevin is right in that because I did heating and air and I used hand tools for 20, 30 years. So I got a little carpal tunnel. My hands go numb. Yeah. If I hold them up on the steering wheel too long, I have to switch hands and all that. And he is right. In the wintertime, my hands go numb. And if you're fishing with me, you'll see me throw a couple of times and I have to take a break a little bit and throw and all that.
You have to shake it out.
I fished a tournament with a guy down there at West Point. in the wintertime, and it was so damn cold. It snowed on us, as a matter of fact. I couldn't throw a bait caster. I had to fish a sissy rod the whole damn tournament.
Mhm.
Did you really, Sissy? Right?
Yeah, I couldn't hold a thumb bar.
Captain.
Yeah, if
Moore.
it gets cold and your hands start messing up, your aim goes to crap.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
know what I mean. You're trying to throw it, and you're
Mhm.
hitting over here, over there. You're fluffing the spool a little
Yeah,
bit.
the
Right.
key is to stay hydrated. If you're going to be out there, you better be drinking a lot
Yeah.
of water.
Yeah,
That's not my best attribute. Morgan, Captain Morgan says it can be some great fishing in the heat once you sort of adjust to it. I get that completely. Farmer says, well, I'm a fat boy. I like colder weather.
He does
Coleman's-
now because he's young.
Yeah, Coleman says you can always warm up. You can't always cool down.
you can only get so naked without being offensive during the summer, but you can always put on more clothes.
Yeah, I like that. Look, Mike Geiger goes, good luck with that, Danny. Me saying I'm getting younger. Listen, the good Lord is he's gonna pull me off of this earth kicking and screaming. Now, my body may get old, but my mind still hasn't pretty much past 21. I'm stuck, like that. So
Yeah, I don't look at myself. When I look at other people, I'm like, God, he looks old, and he's in his 40s, and I'm like, I'm in my late 50s.
Right.
And I don't perceive them that way.
Look at this face. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So we've been going about an hour and 50. It's been some good conversation. We've been all over the place, as we normally do. NC Bass Puller says, I prefer winter fishing now. I do better, and there's not joyriding boats everywhere. And that is one thing about summer. But
I think fish sometimes are easier to find during the winter.
Well, they usually group up. That's why.
Exactly. They're in a group.
Mhm.
They're going to be in a little deep water, and they're going to push bait down on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it makes ditch fishing, man. We'll be talking about it.
Ditch
before long.
fishing.
We will. Farmer said, though, fall transition. I don't think Brian Latimer believes in the fall transition. Remember, he put
That
that
was
video.
what his video said, didn't it?
He said, Farmer, you guys are wrong.
I think Brian's just stirred shit, personally.
I like Brian.
I do, but I think he was just stirring the pot.
Yeah. Coleman, well, I enjoyed it tonight too. Again, hate that I missed it. So again, we're going to call it a night too. Again, keep the Nicholson family in your thoughts and your prayers and everything. Go ahead and get signed up for both tournaments for the Fishers of Hope on September 19th, and you better go ahead and get signed up for that Toys for Tots. And
Yes.
and
if you can't make it to one of those Fishers of Hopes, hell, make a donation.
Yeah,
if it's $20,
it's like 2 of my wife's drinks at Starbucks, whatever that strawberry ice it
make
is.
a donation if you can, or hell, buy an entry and tell them you're not going to make it, and they'll give you a high boat number.
Yeah, and then that's exactly right. And the last comment of the night is going to go to Farmer. He says, "Well, if you go where me and Tim did, you didn't have to worry too much about the pleasure boaters." I get that for sure.
So they weren't where we went.
Yeah. So guys, listen. Hey, if you do get out on the water this weekend, be safe. We always tell you that. Make sure you take all your safety precautions. You got that boat moving, or you're in a kayak. Put your life jacket on. Don't want to hear about you or anything like that. See you in a Facebook post or anything like that. We want you to be back, but go enjoy yourselves. I'm going to the Deerland this weekend. I've got to go meet the owners of my property, so I'm going out to Tignall, Georgia, on Saturday. I was wanting to go fishing. Tignall. It's go to Athens from here, and then keep going, almost to Washington, Georgia.
Okay.
So, I'm going to go out there and meet with the property owner and then hang some stands with my son and all that. So we will be hot no matter how much it cools off. But guys, hey, listen, appreciate everything tonight and good conversation. We'll be back Monday night. Tony will be back with his the weigh in, and we will have. I got for next Tuesday night. You guys need to check out a guy named Clayton Batts. Clayton Batts. He's Lake Eufaula. So next Tuesday night. Yeah, he fishes some pro stuff, but we're going to be talking Lake Eufaula. Yeah, changing it up a little bit, getting a lake we don't talk much about. So I'm sure we'll talk about some largemouth and all that on Tuesday night. So you guys be good. I'm going to go in here and kiss the wife goodnight and let the dogs out. So Tim, Kevin, appreciate you guys, all of you guys that watched. We will catch you on the next one.